So are you considering moving into a senior community, but you're just a little overwhelmed and a little confused about maybe what questions to ask? Well, you are not alone. So many people are out there and there's so many options. If you're here in the Kansas City area, there are so many places that you can look at to go live. Or maybe you're a family member and you're trying to help your parents, or you're trying to help your mom or your dad move into some type of community. And again, it's overwhelming because there are so many choices out there. And many people are not quite sure what questions to ask, right? Like, where do you even start? And that is a daunting question, and one that I just thought I'd make a quick video just with a few questions that might get you started when you are looking at some of these communities. I do have a downloadable PDF that has just 25 questions here, some other tips that you can ask, and it's a free download. It's in the comments below, and you can get all of this information. It's called Downsizing Made Easy. But I just wanted to talk about a few questions that might be places where you can start, because you can actually Google quite a bit of information, right? You can see where all the different communities are. You can sometimes find out how much they cost, or you can at least get kind of a general idea of how much they cost. But you are going to definitely want to talk to them on the phone. And honestly, you are going to want to go in and tour some of these communities, because each community has a little bit different feel. And you're going to want to go to a place where you feel at home, or something that feels more comfortable to you. And you can't always get that with a phone call. You can certainly get some of the basics, but it's going to be important to get in there and just start looking around. Another thing that this booklet has, these free downloads, is kind of a way that you can keep track of what you're looking at and some of those questions that you're getting asked. So, of course, the biggest question usually is, what are the upfront costs? How much is it going to cost? And communities are a lot kind of like gym memberships, right? So you are going to go into communities and they might have an initiation fee or an activation fee or a startup fee, different things that get started in addition to what is their monthly fee. What you do have to ask a lot of questions about is, what exactly does that include? Because sometimes it will be quite different between these different communities. And sometimes you can actually kind of pick from a list of items that you need and identify and pay for those individually that aren't inside of maybe the monthly fee, the main monthly fee. And you want to make sure that you're kind of comparing apples to apples rather than apples to oranges. And once you get out there and you start asking some questions, a lot of times you learn that you need to ask even more questions. Like, maybe I should have asked that of the first community, now I have to go back and get that question answered. The good thing is those people that are there truly want to help you find the best fit for your situation. Yes, they're there to, keep their facilities full, but they also generally have a big heart and want people there that really want to, and they want to make sure that their community fits your needs. So don't hesitate going back and asking communities different questions like, oh, I forgot to ask you about this, or this place has this, do you have this? Make sure they know you're out there looking for different options. So don't feel bad going back and asking those questions. A second question that this may seem obvious to some, but make sure, if you want to bring your pet, if you want to bring your dog or your cat, make sure that you ask about that up front. You hate to get into a community that you love but not be able to bring your animals with you. So make sure that that's just on you. If that's important to you, make sure that that's one of those questions that you ask right away, before you just kind of go down that rabbit hole of getting all of the other information as well. Another thing that you might want to ask is, how often does the rent increase? Now, it's probably been a while since you've been out there renting, but just like all rent, it increases each year. And you may want to ask if there's any type of special assessment or any capital improvements that they're making that could cause the rent to increase more, or there could be, depending on what type of home you're moving into, if it's a patio home or something like that, sometimes there's assessments that they're adding that are going to start, or maybe they are compensating for some assessments that you're gonna have to start adding in or paying for later. So just ask about any increases that could be coming up in the next 5 to 10 years. Another thing to make sure that you know about are the utilities. Some communities will include water, maybe trash. Some might include electric, some might include everything. Sometimes you will want to ask about internet as well as like Wi-Fi, that type of thing. A lot of times that might be included, but it might be very basic and you want, more of a bigger package that you might have to pay for. So make sure you find out again, just what all is included in these different prices, because every place prices things a little bit differently. A fifth question that you might want to ask, also observe while you're in there, this is why it's important, is what about the other people that are living in this community? Are they similar to your level or your lifestyle? Are they active, or are they people who are less active? And what's gonna work for you? Are you someone who just doesn't want to take care of, lawn care and cooking and some of those other things, but you still like to be active and doing things? Do you want a community that fits your lifestyle in that aspect as well? Or, are you enjoy playing games at night and doing some of those other things, and that's perfectly fine. And maybe that, you don't want all the hustle and bustle of all the different things going on. So try to find communities that fit your lifestyle and that have some other people that you think you might enjoy being a part of. So there are so many questions to ask. And like I said, there's a free download below. And if you are interested, feel free to download that, and we'll get you all the different parts of the Downsizing Made Easy process. My name's Julie Spaulding. I live here in Kansas City. And if you are wanting to meet for a consultant or meet to get together to kind of walk through this whole process, I'd be happy to do that for you as well. All right, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so that you know when the next video comes out. All right, thank you. Happy downsizing.